Merus Adventure Off-Road Park, Part 1. For my first trip west of the Mississippi and my first time wheeling in the state of Texas, I will start out easy and work my way up, tackling harder and harder trails each day. Part 1, we will stay in the canyon, riding green trails rated a 3 and working my way up to blue trails rated 5. This allows me to learn the different techniques and driving styles needed coming from Georgia into Texas. And all of this was relatively easy in my modified Sport Jeep, even with an open front differential. This is 1870 Off-Road. Alright guys, I just got my first dirt in Texas. And I went all the way to West Texas, Northwest Texas to do it. We're just outside of Amarillo. My first time ever riding dirt in Texas. And I did it big. Went all the way to the other side of Texas to ride dirt. How about that? Something's going on up here. There's a car stopped in the middle of this dirt road. We'll see what's going on. Well, a big, massive storm front had just blew through Texas the previous day, and I come up to a car stuck in the mud trying to get down a county road to Merus Park. And while pulling that car out of the mud, a truck come by to go around us, and then they got stuck, ended up pulling that truck out of the mud as well. Now the truck, there was a Jeep in front of him. He has a Jeep on the back of a trailer. He could have really got himself out there, but I told him when he was stuck, I said, man, I already got my recovery gear out. I said, I'll just go ahead and hook up to you and pull you out. And this is getting your stuff off that trailer. Well, I've made my first recovery, and I hadn't even got to the park yet. Matter of fact, I backed up, made my second recovery, and I haven't got to the park yet. I did not expect that to happen. That's different. I wasn't expecting all this mud either. So, oh, that's why you do these things. You learn every time you do something. Lesson learned today is the county roads going to the off-road park can be just as fun as the off-road park. Well, here we are, put on the Merus Park. This was the goal.
Your destination.
Yes, I have.
I can't join you. Life's about the journey anyway.
We're just out here wheeling, and look at that canyon. Oh my Lord. Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to see a better view of it. For day one, I had just drove clear across the state of Texas and decided that there wasn't going to be a whole lot of riding this day. We explored the campgrounds, the 100 road, the 200 road, the main drive around the park, and mainly just enjoyed the canyon views and set up camp and enjoyed the wildlife. The bulk of the riding will be days 2, 3, and 4. In a rare moment for me, I'm not doing any talking. I'm just filming. The Palo Duro Canyon is breathtaking, and I am in awe right now. But if you listen closely in the background, you're going to hear a whole lot of Jeeps running. I was here at the very end of the Merus Unite event. Now, I didn't get to take part in it because it was already sunset or close to it by the time I got here. But I got to see the aftermath. There were a lot of Jeeps there. All right, sun is setting. Got the canyon back here, Palo Duro. Man, it's beautiful. Turn the football game down. I'm watching LSU and A&M. I got signal up here, guys. I got my iPad going, streaming YouTube TV. It works better here than it does in my house. This is so cool. I'm so glad I did this. My God, I'm so glad I did this. Best thing ever. I got to turn my radio off because of my battery though. All right, and there we go. Sun is setting. It's gonna be a beautiful day, beautiful night. It's gonna be a beautiful trip, guys. Got rainbows on the horizon over there. This is awesome. This is so awesome. At campsites scattered all around. I kind of got this one here to myself, but there's like other spots. There's spots down there. There's campsites all around you, so you're not like in private, but you're not right on top of each other. So yeah, there's somebody camping there. There's somebody camping over there. You can see them. Anyway, there's a lot of people here. There's people coming up out of the canyon. People camping on the other side over there. Pretty cool, guys. All right. Also, since I'm here for the first time, and this is my first time in Texas, I told the campgrounds I wanted to get a different camp spot every single night so that I can get the full experience of Merus Adventure Park, and it was a blast. All right, for the next 2 or 3 minutes, no voiceover, just sit here and take in the absolute beauty of this canyon. And the sun setting over it, it's amazing. Set up for a lot of long edit drone shots here. I'm gonna quit talking, just check it out. It's beautiful, it speaks for itself. And leave me a comment down below. I think I'm going to come back to this place in the future. And if you'd like to try to be a part of that, maybe make a trip where we get a whole bunch of people together, try to meet up at the same time, let me know if you want to take place in it or if you'd rather do this kind of thing by yourself. Leave me a comment. Well, I'll tell y'all how I know I'm better than John Wayne. John Wayne didn't carry a toothbrush and toothpaste with him, and deodorant. I'm better at doing this Wild West stuff than John Wayne was. Just so you all know. All right, we have cleaned up our campsite. Everything packed up in the Jeep. Day number 2, Merus Adventure Park. We're gonna hit some trails. We've only done one trail so far. That was a little easy one coming in, 100 or something like that. I don't know. It was nothing to it. We ain't done the actual trails yet. We just did the one trail to get us to our campsite. We're gonna head back up to the office, take over his paperwork, and we hit some trails. It's gonna be fine. Here we go. Day number 2, Merus Adventure Park. Off-road park, whatever it's called. All right, the plan for this adventure, this is my first time ever being west of the Mississippi doing kind of wheeling into the point where we get to the desert. And I know it's different, so we're gonna start off with the easier stuff. I'm gonna learn how Western wheeling is, and I'm going to work my way up in difficulty. So for the first day, we're going to stick to 3, 4, maybe 1 number 5 trail towards the end of the day. And I'm going to learn how to drive my Jeep off-roading on the West Coast, even though this is really more center of the country. So I'm going to have all 3 cameras going for this one, but this is the part that's going to get kind of sketchy, they say. They say it ain't that bad, but oh, hey, you know what? Need to be in 4-low. I'm in 2-wheel drive. That would have been bad. Look at that view, my Lord. All right, so this really ain't bad. It's just 1 Jeep wide. You got a couple switchbacks you got to take to get down it. So just going down into the canyon. I thought this was gonna be bad, the way they were describing it, but this ain't that bad. I think it's the other one that's the bad one. Just like that, we are down and we are in the canyon. This should be a blast. We're going to do the 101 first and see what it's all about. All right, we are now doing Merus 101, 4-low, an automatic this time. I had to go in manual for the other one because it had some steep ups and downs, so transmission didn't want to go in right gear. Which does that with 4-low. It doesn't. It'll put it in the right gear, but it waits till you're already halfway up the hill to do it. So you got to put it in manual mode and downshift it manually. But anyways, that being said, we're on 101 now. I think this is gonna be fairly easy from what I understand. This will be the access to everything. So here we go, 101. Oh man, this is beautiful. I don't want to get out and set my drone up, but I might do that a little later on. I want to do exploring before I set the drone up. I haven't been filming that much because honestly 101, it's fun, but there's not a lot to it. But this is the interest of Huckleberry, which is a badge trail, which I'm not doing Huckleberry, but that's it right there. If I were going to do Huckleberry, and one day I will, that'd be where you'd enter it at, right there. And an editing note, by day 4, I'm going to have done a lot of wheeling and built my confidence up in my West Coast driving. And I'm going to attempt that black trail, Huckleberry, and I'm going to get about halfway down it before I have to bail out. So be looking out for day 4 to check that out. Take a second to take in all these views.
ridge going down Landrys.
So that trail is called Chuck Norris. I ain't even gonna attempt to go drive or cross Chuck Norris because nobody crosses Chuck Norris. And something that's becoming, or at least almost becoming, an 1870 off-road tradition, I am trying to talk to the camera while eating a handful of pistachios. All right, we're at the end of the property. That's the end of 101. Back 40 is there. We're in South Penns, and that's the 101 loopback. So we're going to look up and figure out what all these are. But we're going to stop, get out, stretch our legs, let him do his business. He's been holding it in. I've been holding it in. So, yeah. I'm going to kind of sit here and evaluate. I'm going to strap some stuff down in there. I got a box that keeps moving around. I got to strap it down. So anyways, let's do that real quick. I'm looking for snakes, and I'm going to just get my little strap out and tie him to the bumper so he can roam a little bit, but he stays close. Stay out of the tall grass, boy. That's where the snakes go. Anyways. Yeah. This place is freaking beautiful. Get my phone out and take some pictures while I'm down here. Merus 101 is appropriately named because it is a trail that accesses every other trail at the park. Also, it kind of teaches you how to wheel on the West Coast and without actually needing four-wheel drive. You can do all this in two-wheel drive, but it gives you a chance to articulate your Jeep and learn how to use it in this style of driving. And now that I've gotten my head wrapped around this, we're going to step up in difficulty here. Back 40 is a blue trail rated 4. It's about the easiest blue trail you can do. So we're going to get out and start riding this and step my way up in difficulty. And before long, we'll be on a blue trail rated number 5. So the back 40 is fun. It's slightly more challenging than Merus 101. It's not challenging though. Merus 101 was not challenging. I took it really easy with it because it's my first time here, but everything's got grip and everything's got traction. So nothing to it. I was a little worried about having rained all day yesterday, but yeah. Even though it rained, it's good. No problems. So that's a black trail, Starlight. We are not doing black trails today. One day, when I get a front locker and when I get rocker guards, I'll do black trails. I mean, I've already done a black trail, but I was with a big group. I could have winched myself out. I didn't have to winch myself out, surprisingly. But I ain't gonna do it by myself, that's for sure. Not until I have all the stuff you need. Then I'll do it by myself. But anyways, we're continuing to back 40. We're actually almost all the way through it. Got some awesome drone footage to go with this. Obviously can't fly a drone long, it kills the battery. I've never been able to use a drone like that before. Because in Georgia, there's so many trees, you can't use active tracking or nothing like that. I'm just using it in the spot, really. It's more for visual reference. I don't use it to film anything with. But here, I can use it to film. I like this out west stuff. As I do more and more of this, we'll be able to do it. I'm gonna turn the camera on here. You okay back here, Chase? We got a rock out here. For my Jeep not having lockers, this could be a challenge. So I've got a rub. Sounds like it's coming from the right front when I'm at full flex. I can't figure out what it is. I should look at my right rear. Maybe it's that track bar rubbing again. It's rubbed before. The rear is really tight on my anti-rock sway bar. I need a wider axle, pretty much. So, yeah. Anyways, all that being said, though, did fine. Everything was good. Didn't slip, didn't spin. I did drag my front diff a little bit. I saw a bunch of mud on the front of it. It looks like I drug it. And the paint's taken off the bolts, but it was fine. So yeah, good time. Leaving back 40, we'll head to Lonesome Dove. While slightly more technical, it is still a moderate blue trail with a 4 rating. We're now going to begin Lonesome Dove. My understanding is Lonesome Dove is also easy with one big drop off with like a 2-foot drop. So let's go hit it. Now keep your eye on this giant ledge right here to the left and notice where it looks like people have been driving up this. I saw that and thought, wow, that's not normal. Why are people driving on that? Well, I'm about to realize the trail actually did a U-turn and went left right there, and I missed the turn. Go this way. I think I was supposed to turn back there. I missed my turn. I'm gonna back up and turn around. Get the correct way. So this is a waterfall. I was not supposed to go this way. I think I was supposed to turn back there. I missed my turn. So I'm gonna back up and turn around. Hit the correct way. I followed tire tracks. I guess somebody else made the same mistakes. I followed their tracks. And I noticed it looked like I was starting to come off the blue. I was like, oh, nope, I wasn't supposed to go this way. So we're gonna turn around and go back the other way. So I'm wondering if the trail goes up this right here. It does kind of look like people have went up this. Yeah, okay, I see the trail right there. One day they tell them put a sign right here that has like a big U-turn, so you realize you're doing a U-turn here. Oh well. Let's go climb this part. Now this section of Lonesome Dove is really off camber and it's really slick. It was raining just a day or two ago and I'm having trouble getting traction getting up this. So I have to go down and back up a couple times. Eventually I'll find the correct line, I'll get some grip and I'll make it over this. The danger here, if you slide sideways far enough, you're going to go off a 2-foot drop and you could roll over. Even though it ain't but a couple feet, it's the correct angle to make you roll over. But hey, now I've got traction, so let's roll on. And once more, let's see it from the roof cam point of view. That is 12 PSI. Anything lower and I'd be tearing my wheels up.
Okay, I'll return. Yeah, you're looking good there. Might go a little faster. Yeah, you're good. You're good on the front. Clear up. Plow the front a little bit so you got hard pass. Further off. Over the rod.
Now that we've finished Lonesome Dove, we'll move over to Salt Fork, which is still a blue moderate trail, but it steps up in difficulty to a number 5. All right, that was the end of Lonesome Dove. Now we're doing Salt Creek, Salt Flat Creek. Can't read it. Where am I at? Salt Fork. Don't know where I'm getting creek from. We'll take it up here and then we'll hit Deep Creek. Yeah, so taking Salt Creek to Deep Creek. Here we go. All right, decided we were staying on Salt Fork and going out that way. Get my cameras recording. And cameras are recording. Salt Fork, here we go. At this point here, Salt Fork and Northbound begin to crisscross each other as they travel parallel. So I decided to hop back and forth on both trails just so I can get the full experience while only having to make the trip one time. All right, we did a little crisscrossing of Salt Creek and Northbound, and we drove up to the Meadows. It's a pretty cool campsite, but it's 3 of them really close together. Probably cool if you come with a group and want to camp together. I don't know if I want to camp there though, because it's not secluded. I think I'm gonna pass on that one, but it's pretty cool. Real pretty. You're down here at the bottom of the canyon. At least now I know it's not secluded. But anyways, we're heading back now. We're gonna head back up on their canyon, get something to eat probably, and see if we can get some ice and maybe get a campsite. It might be 2 or 3 o'clock by the time we get up there. I don't know if that'll be enough riding for today or what. Get outlets. We're gonna, either way, no matter what, we're gonna stop and take a break. Probably, maybe that'll be it. Maybe I'll do a little easier riding. Might ride some of the canyon up there. We'll see. In the meantime, we're going back. Well, we went to campsite 123 today. Dog's thrilled about it. He's getting him some sleep after all that off-roading we did. There's so camps right there. He's on top of the hill there. You see the little cabins. That's looking south into the canyon. Maybe not quite as good a view as I had. Actually, better view, but not as good as the view of the canyon down there. It's still a great view. But the one I had over yesterday was over that side of the hill over there. Secluded. I mean, there's a campsite on that little peninsula right there. There's a tent way over there I can see on the other side of the ridge. And I know there's a couple campsites up in there. Matter of fact, there's one right there. 201 should be right down there, which is a good one also. What a cool place. About to make some dinner and lunch combined, actually, and breakfast. I haven't eaten today, so it's probably the only thing I'll eat all day. So hopefully I'll have some leftovers for tomorrow. Check it out. All right, listening to the Martinsville race, making some baked beans and some brisket. Technically the brisket's already made, and why in the world am I off to the side of the screen? We'll fix that in a minute. Open me a can of beans. It's my favorite ones. Now at home, if I'm making these, I'll throw some hot sauce in them because it makes them sweet and spicy. I don't have any hot sauce with me, but I got my secret ingredient. I just don't have my hot sauce. Pour in some of the secret ingredient. Don't take but a little bit. So look, I went from the top to there. I mean, it ain't much. I put a little more on that, but it ain't much, so. You're safe to drive, but I don't make them this way when I gotta go to work. I'll turn the heat down some, it's too hot. Now, I have a box of cooking supplies in here. That's it for now. Second ingredient for camp beans. You need a little protein right here, right? Beans do have protein in them, but you know, you need animal protein because that's the way God made us. Technically, that's the way He made us after Noah's flood. Anyways, that don't matter. Look, yesterday's extra brisket sandwich, I bought an extra one yesterday just for this reason. Kept it cool overnight because it was 40 degrees outside. All I did was sit on the roof. It stayed cool. Take it, dump the brisket in the baked beans. Now, stir your beans and brisket. Get the brisket and beans going over there. Take your leftover bread, give it to the women and children. I didn't bring any women and children, I bought a dog. So you know what I'm gonna do? Give it to him. There you go, Chase. Bread with some brisket on it. There you go. Go back up here watching the race and heat my beans up. That'll be my dinner. And a two-door Jeep up here is coming back. Passed them earlier today. What an awesome place, guys. I love this. All right, that's enough. Let's eat some dinner. All right, guys, a little different from the Georgia Traverse last year. We're gonna have communion. If you haven't had dinner yet, come on with me. If you're not a man of faith, you can skip this part. It's okay. I don't overload my videos with a lot of stuff about my faith. If you don't know Christ, you don't want to know Him, that's fine. That's your business. I ain't gonna try to change your mind, but if you don't want to hear about this, you can skip ahead a minute or two. We'll go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, just like last time. But I want to back it up to the previous stanza. Paul was talking to the church in Corinth, about how they come together and they're having the Lord's Supper. And he goes, you're not having the Lord's Supper. You guys have too much division among yourself. You're fighting one another. There's factions among you. People saying this, people saying that. People, one is hungry, all this stuff like this, right? And just like, you got a bunch of drunks with you. All these things are going on. Then Paul says, for I received from the Lord that which I also delivered to you. So he's telling them about the Lord's Supper and all the problems they got going on. So now this is where we're going to have communion. If you've not had dinner yet, you may have communion with me. That the Lord, Jesus, on the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he broke it and said, take and eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me. In the same manner, he also took the cup after supper, saying, this cup is a new covenant in my blood. This do as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death till he comes. This is what we do, guys. We gather together. We hold communion and we eat together. Christ said, every time you eat, remember me. This is what we're going to do right here. Remembering Christ. For the blood he paid, the debt he paid with his blood on the cross. That's what we're remembering. That is salvation. That is the way to heaven. He is the only way to heaven. You cannot be good enough to get to heaven without him. Unfortunately, you can be a great person, but you can't be good enough to go without him. The greatest of people in the world can't make it without him. And some really bad people are going to make it because of him. Because you know what? He will forgive everything bad you ever did. No matter how bad you are. Guys, Paul wrote half the New Testament. Paul murdered Christians. He persecuted them. He tortured them. All these awful things he was doing. He went after the church to destroy it. And Christ converted him on the path. Road to Damascus. You've heard the story. That was Paul. He forgave him of all that stuff. And the church was leery of him at first. You might remember that. Read Acts, guys. They were leery of him at first. They're like, this same dude was just trying to kill us not too long ago. Once he had earned their trust, proved to them, hey, he was a changed man. He met Christ. He was converted. Paul went on to be one of the greatest leaders in the New Covenant. He wrote half the New Testament. Nobody else has that. I mean, John's got, 5 books? Guys, this guy shaped the church so much, and he was one of his hardest persecutors before. So no matter what you did, believe in Christ. He will wash all your sin away from you. He won't remember anymore. In fact, you will find that people who live the hardest lives, people who made the most mistakes, people who were the biggest sinners, usually are your best Christians when they convert, because they've seen the darkness. They've looked into the abyss, and they've seen what stares back at them. And they know how evil and how bad the spiritual battle is. So they end up being the best warriors for Christ. So yeah, if you're out there and you're struggling, believe in him. Call on Christ's name and believe in him. Let his blood wash you clean. That is it, guys. I'm about to eat my brisket and beans. It's going to be awesome, guys. Love this stuff. Love Merus Park. I'm having a blast. I love off-roading. Love getting out in God's country. When the race is over, I'm going to have some peace and quiet. I don't have it on while the race is on. It's not going to be quiet. I want to see how Martinsville goes. I'm into sports. I'm highly competitive. So NASCAR is the best sport in my opinion. Next to them, baseball and college football. But yeah, when this race is over, I'm going to have some peace and quiet. I'm going to eat my dinner. And I'm going to enjoy God's creation. And when it gets nice and quiet, me and God talk. More or less I talk, he listens. If he talks to me, usually that means I have schizophrenia or something. Anyways, I don't know if schizophrenia is where you hear voices in your head or not. Whatever weird thing where you have voices in your head, I don't have that. So yeah, thank God it spoke to me like twice in my whole life. Maybe 3 times. So that's it. I'm going to eat my dinner. Goodbye, everybody. By the way, my little cooking ware, my utensils, 2 different kits from Walmart. Really cheap stuff, works. Enjoy your brisket and beans. It's hot. I didn't cool off enough. All right. Enjoy, everybody. Check out this sunset. It's just hitting the rim of the canyon here. Going all the way around over here. Looks like this side of the canyon over here is already down. Dark. We're about to lose it here. Probably the other campsite I had yesterday is going to have for about another 20 minutes, but I want to try something different today. I'll tell you now, the thing I love about Texas, the sunsets are amazing. You're so far removed from a town, and there's a little bit of light pollution from Amarillo and a little bit from Claude, but it's small amounts. You can see stars from horizon to horizon. The sunsets here are amazing. Watching the sunset through this canyon, and you see the shadows casting across, creating contrasts of light and dark. You can see the orange glowing on the side of the rim. It's beautiful. This spot I'm in right now didn't quite have the view towards the sunset as the previous day because there was a hill blocking about 5% of the horizon, but it was still an amazing view. Far better than you get in Georgia with trees blocking the horizon. It was awesome. I loved it. I'm in awe of God's creation when I'm here. Even got to do some stargazing. So coming here in a second, you're going to see the Andromeda Galaxy, and this is a night view of the canyon here. And you get the Andromeda Galaxy coming up, and then you get a comet coming up at the very end. I believe it was Comet Lemon. There were two comets at the same time, Swan and Lemon. I think I was looking at Lemon at this time, to the northwest. I never could find Swan. So yeah, there's the Andromeda Galaxy, M33. This is the Jeep at nighttime. You see the airplanes flying over the streaks in the sky. Here's the comet right there. That's Comet Lemon. Beautiful views. I love this trip. I love West Texas. It's great. Or is this North Texas? I don't even know. Well, that's it for day 2. With now a little West Coast experience under my belt, we're going to go hit the rim of the canyon and step up the difficulty and ride VR4 in day 3.